Takulandirani ku AMTV Malawi kuchimake kwa nkhani zenizeni. Ngati nkhani imeneyo kuno kulibe, dziwani kuti nkhani imeneyo ndi yabodza.
A very good afternoon, leader of the House and the entire government side, and indeed whip for the opposition and the entire opposition side. We are still in debate, unless otherwise guided. We therefore proceed to Zimba South. Zimba South.
Thank you, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, for giving the people of Zimba South to make their contribution towards the budget statement, also budget documents that we have gone through, and it was presented to this chamber. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, firstly, let me thank the people of Zimba South for trusting this young man to this August House from 2019 up to this time around 2025, when we have elections around September. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, if we calculate the amount that this Chiuawa government has given to Zimba South, is around more than 800 million kwacha in terms of CDF. And Mr. Second Deputy Speaker, if we go to Zimba South right now to look at how this money has developed my constituency, I have a list of 53 tangible projects that this money has done in Zimba South. TM Zugola, TM Zukuzuko are thanking this government that the Chiuawa took a deliberate effort to ensure that it should increase CDF from 30 million to 200 million. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, in this budget, we are also lucky that the government has thought it wise that 200 is not enough. That will increase to 220 million. I wish to promise the people of Zimba South, TM Zukuzuko and TM Zugola, that I, if I remain a member of parliament for this area, Zimba South, I promise them that we will utilize this 220 million fully and we will develop the area to the best of my capability. Now, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, if I look into the budget also on the water fund, just one thing I wanted to find out also to ask the Minister of Finance. It has remained dormant. It hasn't been increased for some time. If there is one biggest problem in Zimba, is water. So I thought, and with the increase of some goods and services, the 12 million that we are receiving is not able to cater for more boreholes. Previously, at least 12 million was able to drill about 4 boreholes. Right now, it's only 1 or 2. So I would like to ask the Minister of Finance to consider this water fund. But before I move out from the CDF and the water fund, let me also, in a special way, thank this government that they drilled, they gave us water at the Luviri Trading Center. If you come to Luviri Trading Center, you'll find that we have electricity there, we have water there. This is all has happened because of this government. In the same vein, yesterday, I spent most of my time at gender. When I go around the houses, still more we have a problem at gender, of which I would like to ask if the Minister of Finance can consider funding Minister of Water so that at least finally we can have good water at gender. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, if you look at the lands budget and also you look at the budget that has been given to police towards construction of the police security houses, you will appreciate that this government is really progressive. I mean, that Mr. First Deputy Speaker, come to gender. I know you always come to the north. Come to gender and pass by at gender. Just see this tarmac that goes to Sparta. You find that there are 10 houses. Apart from that, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, come to Mbangweni. In this part financial year, 5 houses right now that roofing stage, which is the works of Dr. Lazarus Makata. I'm not joking. I'm talking things that are on the ground, Mr. First Deputy Speaker. Come to Embangweni. If you come close to Embangweni, just close it, you find a good market, which Honorable Minister of Local Government is yet to officially hand over to the people around Embangweni. This is the work that this government has done, and this budget is producing the fruits that us Malawians, more especially the people of Zimba South, are looking for. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, I like the projects that the Minister of Education has embarked on, the 10,000 houses. By the time these things were being mentioned 3 years ago, we thought maybe it's just rhetoric. You know, politicians, sometimes we can just talk and not fulfill. But come to my constituency, you find that at Chipata, the minister came. At Mbangweni, there is that school block. At Dimi, there is that school block. At Matikija, there is that school block. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, this school block has given us a great relief in terms of CDF. You know, previously people used to rely too much on CDF. We could not reach out to this primary school had it been the only money that I was given was CDF. But the projects, these 10,000 school blocks that the Minister of Education embarked on has really given us a good relief. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, I cannot go out of education without mentioning the Bangalala Secondary School that has been constructed. It's a very new secondary school. It has been constructed for the past 3 years, and last month in January, we officially handed over to the community. Those are the great works that the budget does. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, let me come to the road networks. You testify with me that the allocation that has been done in the transport ministry, more especially to the Lodge Fund, or more especially to the Lodge Authority. In our constituency, in Zimba, one of the greatest problems is the road network. Road network is a very big problem in Zimba. And you know, the terrain of Zimba is quite big. Before I ask, let me also thank this government for finishing from Chindoka to Mbangweni. That terrain, that distance was a huge problem to the people of Zimba South. It was a huge problem for the people around Edingen because it was impassable. But right now, when I drive home, I drive also Futikaswa. This is the works of Dr. Lazarus Makata. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, it is our plea that the budget allocation that has been done to the Minister of Transport, that from Mbangweni, Edingeni, via to Ngalaweni, it will be done. Mr. Speaker, we really wish the Minister of Finance that if the cash flow permits, please, we really need this load. You know, this load is quite strategic. The Inkos, Yamakos himself uses this load going to his home at Edingen. And it is not right that for the past 5 years, we can still more have this load not done. So it is our plea that this load will be done. In conclusion, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, let me conclude by also recognizing the budget that has been done. I also speak through I also went through the Ministry of Information. They have got a specific project which they'll be installing some towers. I want to thank this government. Also at Luviri, we have got a network tower that was built by this government. It is my plea that, my constituency is covered by the forest, Imperekezi forest. So the areas like Mchakachakeni, Chaska, Vangalala, Ndawa, Mlunguta, these are places which they do not have a network tower. It is our wish and it is our request that by the time the Minister of Information is executing is implementing some of these network towers, they should consider these places that I've mentioned. Because right now, there's a big problem in terms of Airtel and also TNM. We can't reach out to each other. In conclusion, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, I would like also to thank this government. If you look at the funds that have been allocated to ADMAC, previously it was 20 billion, but this time around they have allocated 60 billion towards the purchase of maize. I want to thank this government for that, because maize is one of the food that everyone, each one of us relies on. So the request that we can make is that this is March. April, May, most of the people, like in my area, are harvesting, they'll be harvesting maize. It is our wish that those small admarks like those from Makoskazi, Mawiri, Bawa, Mchakachakeni, Ehetheni, Mapanjira, those small admarks can be opened so that when these small farmers can sell their produce to admark, and they'll keep for them, so that when the time for December, January is coming, they should be able to go back to Mapanjira, they should be able to go back to Makoskazi and buy the maize. So it's our wish that these monies that have been allocated, the 60 billion that has been allocated to agriculture, to ADMAT, should really go towards in the next 2 months, they should be able to fund them so that at least they can buy these projects. I can continue speaking, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, but as Malawi, let us focus much on irrigation. I thank government that there is some relief. If you look at the statement that the Minister of Agriculture said, is that there are some tax relief that will be implemented in terms of when you are buying a treadle pump, when you are buying something that is related to irrigation, it will be tax-free. I really wish Malawians could utilize this opportunity that has arisen. That anyone who is importing, you are buying something that we use for irrigation, it will be tax-free. In that way, we need to focus much on irrigation. In that way, we'll have bumper harvest. In that way, we'll have Malawi. With this few remarks, I thank you, Mr. First Deputy Speaker. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member from Zimba South, people of gender going in that side. Congratulations for the massive work that you have done and what government is doing in your area. Thank you. We now turn this side and we go to the people of Cholo North. Cholo North.
Thank you so much, Second First Deputy Speaker, sir, for recognizing the people of Cholo North to stand and contribute to the 2025-2026 budget statement, which was ably presented to the August House by the Honorable Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs on February 28, 2025. I will start with the energy sector as highlighted on page 56, paragraph 116 in the budget statement, where the government has outlined several projects with a view to increasing power generation in the country. First Deputy Speaker said, energy is indeed a vital component in the country's economic growth and social development. This is a welcome development, and I need to applaud the government for this initiative. May I therefore, on behalf of the people of Cholo North constituency, take this opportunity to request the government to include Cholo North constituency in this rural electrification program under the Malawi Electricity Access Project in connecting electricity to the most vulnerable and also needed people of Cholo North, especially Tunga, Nkaombe, Chinkwende, Sakoma, Mlambala, Tayali, Kansonyo, William, and Kadzua, and Senior Chief Vumbwe Magungwawani, where we have over 6,000 households requiring electricity connection. First Deputy Speaker said, as you may be aware, access to clean...
Honorable Member from Mulanje. Honorable Member from Mulanje, go back where you're coming from. You've been here for... No, go back where you were. Go back to where you come from. This is your 11th year in Parliament. You know our rules. Thank you.
As you may be aware, Right Honorable First Deputy Speaker said, access access to clean, reliable, and also reasonably priced and sustainable energy supply is very central to maintaining and also improving the living standards of people of Cholo in particular, and also the whole country in general. We do therefore believe that once the communities of Cholo North, as highlighted in my introduction, especially Makungwabwada, as I mentioned, Senior Chief Vumbwe, once they are connected to electricity services, they will be able to power their homes, even the schools that may need electricity. We have health facilities, and also they will be able to engage in productive activities and also small-scale businesses that will assist in the creation of wealth and also jobs in line with the Malawi Agenda 2063. On the transport sector, page 45 and also paragraph 101 of the 2025-2026 budget policy statement, First Deputy Speaker said it is noted that a number of roads projects have been included in the budget nationwide. It is a well-known fact that good road networks cannot be separated from the issue of wealth creation. Cholo North constituency, First Deputy Speaker said, has so many economic activities that could have contributed a lot to the socio-economic activities of the communities in Cholo North, in particular, and also the whole country in general. First Deputy Speaker said, of particular interest is the one road that branches off from the M1, going to Vumbwe Traditional Court, and also connects to Tunga area. It is a ring road. This area, First Deputy Speaker said, has got so many activities that it promotes tourism. We have a place called Game Haven. Those of you who have been to that area, you will believe with me that in this place, Game Haven, do attract a lot of international tourists and many visitors that supporting the issue of forex and also creation and promoting tourism in Malawi. When we talk of tourism attraction, we have to consider and look at our infrastructure. So this road is very, very important to the people of Cholo North and also Malawi. This road also leads to a health center, that's Vumbwe Health Center, that saves so many household families. It is sad, First Deputy Speaker, to report that there have been cases whereby patients were supposed to be referred to the main hospital, Cholo District Hospital, but due to poor road conditions during the rainy season, it has been impossible sometimes to refer these patients to Cholo District Hospital. Furthermore, as you are aware, we people of Cholo, we like farming, we are good farmers. We have so many agricultural, economic activities that do take place in Cholo. Examples, dairy farming, fruit farming, tea farming, and lots of vegetables that also we do supply to most parts of the country. However, First Deputy Speaker said, the communities in these areas do sometimes fail to access the market due to poor road conditions and also when the roads are impassable, as it is this time of the year. This has unfortunately, regrettably, subjected the community to live in poverty when there is a solution to their plight. There is also this business of Kabaza, which has mushroomed in the area, and it has created wealth to so many youth in the area, majority of the youth, but they have also been negatively affected due to this poor road network. My prayer and prayer to you, First Deputy Speaker, is that while the government is busy countrywide upgrading so many roads, which, as I've mentioned, must be applauded, the people of Cholo North constituency, First Deputy Speaker, Senior Chief Vumbwe, should likewise be considered. We are not asking for a tarmac road. We are aware of the economic situation that the government is going through, but at least an all-weather road would do. Upgrading the road to gravel standard, that would also must be appropriate. On water, which is also a major issue of concern, First Deputy Speaker, it has been highlighted on page 51 of the budget document. I do agree that indeed access to clean water and sanitation is essential, very essential for human health. Cholo North constituency, First Deputy Speaker, is one of the constituencies in Malawi where clean piped water has never been provided in most areas, despite sharing the common boundaries with the Blantyre Limbe area. So it's within 5 to 8 kilometers where our friends in Blantyre have access to piped water. It is very pathetic and a cause for concern that the communities are forced sometimes to take water for drinking from the river banks, and also sometimes in even swamps. Diseases such as dysentery that could have been avoided is not the case because of the type of water that people are taking. So my appeal again and prayer, First Deputy Speaker, is to request the government to include the piped water. The boreholes now, it's only one borehole per year when you look at the water fund. So look at the areas that want to be connected. So many areas. So one borehole a year is not something that can be achieved easily. So we are asking for piped water to be connected to the people of Cholo North. Water is life, and we have to save the lives of the people, so many people in Cholo North. Lastly, but not the least, First Deputy Speaker, as you have noted that the total revenue and grants for the 2025-2026 financial year are estimated at 8.58 trillion, and the total expenditure for the year is programmed at 8.08 trillion, according to the budget policy statement. As we analyze the figures and the allocations that will happen shortly, this week or next week, when we come to the Committee of Supplies, I would, on behalf of the people of Cholo and also everybody in Malawi, that we should have that transparency, accountability, and also efficiency in the way the 2025-2026 utilization and the allocation is concerned. It's sometimes sad that we do recommend the allocations vote by vote during the Committee of Supplies, but our interactions with most of the institutions, most of the stakeholders, is that yes, as much as the allocations have been done, but there is a lot that we need to do when it comes to disbursement. Sometimes funds are allocated, but there are issues of delayed disbursement of funds that affects the projects, affects the operations. So while we have done the allocations, my appeal is that there should also be disbursement of these funds on timely basis, so that we don't disturb the operations, we don't disturb the projects that have been set up by the institutions that we are serving. On the part of the stakeholders, the institutions, the MDAs, once the disbursement have been done by the government, my also appeal is that they should be able to utilize the funds. We cannot allocate funds, disperse the funds, and then the funds are left idle without utilization. So we ask also the MDAs to make use of the funds so that we don't jeopardize the programs of the government. In conclusion, First Deputy Speaker, yes, we have the budget that we are going to approve shortly in the chamber. My appeal to the August House and everybody there is that let us create a good present for a better future in Malawi. And also, as the members of parliament and also people out there, we have always mentioned about change.
Honourable member, your time is gone. Consider winding up those few remarks.
Thank you so much. So if we want change, we must be the change we would like to see in the world. And in winding up, First Deputy Speaker said, after all these things are done and said, more must be done than said. So the people of Cholo North do support the budget, and thank you so much for giving me an opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, the people of Cholo North and IT experts. Thank you so much. We now go to the people of Sanjo Southwest. Sanjo Southwest. And then we go to Zomba-Chingari. So be rotating in that manner, please. Thank you.
Thank you so much, First Deputy Speaker, for allowing people of Sanjo Southwest to comment on the budget, which was ably presented by the Minister of Finance. First Deputy Speaker, let me comment on the issue of hunger in my constituency. First Deputy Speaker, there is severe hunger in my constituency, and people are sleeping on empty stomach. But I thank government, through social cash transfer, people are able to buy meals from the money they receive from social cash transfer. And also, from Dodima, some few months ago, people in my constituency received some meals from Dodima. On the issues of road infrastructure, in the budget, First Deputy Speaker, there is the Sidik Mia Highway, Gwanda Jagwamba Highway, and Chapananga Road. First Deputy Speaker, if these roads are going to be constructed, road network in Shire Valley will improve, hence improving economic activities in the lower Shire. The other issue is about education. First Deputy Speaker, in my constituency, there are few secondary schools. We only have one conventional secondary school and 3 community-based secondary schools. A lot of standard 8 learners are passing examinations, but they fail to go to secondary school because there is no space. So in this budget, First Deputy Speaker, we are requesting the Honourable Minister of Finance to consider constructing additional secondary schools in my constituency. First Deputy Speaker, water is also a challenge in my constituency. This budget should consider increasing water fund. First Deputy Speaker, the 9 million is only constructing 1 borehole. So the Minister of Finance should consider increasing the water fund. I would like also in this budget to consider piped water in my constituency in the following areas: Mbenje Trading Center, Ngabu Trading Center, Mbangu Trading Center, Mtowe Stage, and Lundu Trading Center. Coming to issue of health, First Deputy Speaker,
Desa South.
With the CDF, we managed to construct 2 health clinics, which is Malawi and Silanga. Just to remind the Minister of Health, she promised the people of Sanjo Southwest that they will construct a health clinic under the project of 900 health posts. So, Minister of Health, please, we still remember your promise. Consider us in this budget. With these few remarks, First Deputy Speaker, people of Sanjo Southwest support the budget. Thank you.
Thank you. We now go to Zomba-Chingari. Zomba-Chingari.
Thank you, First Deputy Speaker. for giving the people of Zomba-Chingari the opportunity to speak on the budget that was presented in this House by the Honorable Minister of Finance. Honorable Speaker, Zomba-Chingari have got a few points that would like to raise regarding to the budget. Firstly, Honorable Speaker, I would like to speak on agriculture. Year in, year out in this House, we give money to agriculture, and it's a lot of money that goes to this ministry. But Honorable Speaker, Zomba-Chingari is still worried because the benefits from this ministry is just too minimal for the people of Zomba-Chingari to appreciate that they are being helped as people of Malawi. Honorable Speaker, when it comes to the time of AIP, mostly this year, people of Zomba-Chingari have really struggled to buy the affordable fertilizer. I can say maybe it's just about 10% of the total people that have managed to redeem the fertilizer, because the fertilizer was nowhere to be seen. And as we are speaking now, hunger in Zomba-Chingari, we can see we have kept it for this coming year. We'll still be requiring food supplement in regards to maize. Honorable Speaker, on the same agriculture, people of Zomba-Chingari were given the opportunity to receive maize during the lean period for 5 months or for 4 months. Unfortunately, people just got the maize for 1 month, and up to now, they haven't received anything. They've been asking the district commissioner whatsoever, but nothing came from them. And people have really suffered during this period. Around up to now, people are sleeping with empty stomachs because there's no food. And if you are not careful, this campaign year, we are going to see worse situation in Chingari because the rains have not been nice to them. We have received too much rains that even the crops that were doing good in the first place, by now they have been damaged. And this is a message to the ministry to say that the people of Zomba-Chingari will have nothing to harvest during this year harvest period. Honorable Deputy Speaker, my second point goes to the Ministry of Transport. Zomba-Chingari, since day one it came into this House, we've been presenting this issue to the Minister of Transport regarding the Lirangwe Namatunu-Chingari Machinga Road. Honorable Speaker, if you are aware, this road, in 2019, this road was on the program and it was started. Some bridges were constructed on this road, and part of Lirangwe to Chipini was gravelled, and people were able to travel without difficulties. But when this government came, the people of Chingari were told that they are going to do better than what the previous government did. And the better thing that we have seen this government is to take out all the gravel that was on the road, on the Lirangwe-Chingari road. And the road now is impassable. The bridges that were constructed during that time, they are not connected, and people cannot use those bridges. And now it's like a river. If you pass through the road, you'll be surprised whether you are driving on the road or you are driving in a river. I should say much about the Chingari on this road. As I'm speaking now, with the rains that just came 2-3 weeks ago, we have a river, Lintipe River, that runs from Changalume to Chingari, going to Shire River. This river has got 3 big bridges at Chingari, one, and the second one is at Wisik, and the third one is at Lintipe. As I'm speaking, this Chingari bridge, 3-span bridge has been washed away. and it's impassable. Not even a bike, not even a walking person cannot pass through that bridge. And the second bridge at Wisik has been washed away too. It's impassable, not even flying, you cannot fly over it. And the only remaining bridge is the Masaula, which we tried to use CDF to reconstruct the worst part that was done last year with Cyclone Fred, which the Minister of Transport employed a contractor to do a job at this bridge. But the contractor left the job undone, and the bridge was deteriorating. It took the community to come with the idea that let's just take it over. Of course, it's a roads authority road. So the community took over, and we did a better thing. And this is the only surviving bridge on this river. As I'm speaking, if you want to go to Chingari, going to the Masaula, going to Chingari trading, going to Chipini trading, this area, the whole area is impassable. If you're coming from Changarume barracks, the only side you can access this area is through, from Zomba, you go through Blantyre, use the Rangwi Road, and you reach to those areas. As I'm speaking now, the ambulances, every vehicle is not passing on those areas, and it's just a pity that when we get when we have dead bodies from Zomba Central Hospital, we have to go by Chingari Training Center and offload the Matenda Malilo head, and you carry it from a stretcher to wherever you are going, because you cannot go anywhere. Even pregnant mothers, they are coming from Chingari Health Center. That means they have to go through Musinje to the other side of the river. They should be transported to Zomba Central Hospital. So you can see the grave situation that we are facing in Zomba-Chingari. My plea to Honorable Minister of Transport, he's not here. I don't know if their deputy is here, but I know somebody is listening for him. My plea is at least just to come with a temporary measure on the Blantyre at Chingari, so that ambulance, police vehicles should be able to pass to go to the other side of the road. Otherwise, I've just heard this week that the government has now decided to do the road. I don't know for how long will you be doing that, but you have decided to do the road, and I understand the campsite is being constructed at Namatunu, which I know is just a nyau to the people of Zomba-Chingari, to think that you are going to do the road and that they should give you the votes. But honestly speaking, if you want to nyau the people of Zomba-Chingari, forget, because they have suffered the road, and you cannot cheat us with the remaining 5 months that you are going to do that road, and that you will be able to pass through that road. Honorable Speaker, Honorable First Deputy Speaker, my other point is on education. Zomba-Chingari has got only one government secondary school and two CDSs. Honorable Speaker, I've been studying in this house to request for a secondary school at Masaula Trading Center. And I know that in this budget, there are money allocated to construction or finishing some secondary schools that have been constructed, mostly in constituencies that have been favored. I would like to ask the Ministry of Education to consider, because this is not the first time that I'm presenting this. Pupils from Zomba-Chingari, they do travel 10 to 13 kilometers, that's one way, going to Makongwa Secondary School, which is in Zomba-Sanja. And along the roads, they meet big rivers that during the rainy season, children do not manage to go to school. So if you consider to remember in this budget, even just to have just one school block for those students to just to realize that this government knows that there are students in Zomba-Chingari and they deserve like what other students deserve in other areas. We were promised to have solar power pumped water at Chingari Trading Center, and I'm sure the Minister of Water and Sanitation will consider to finalize this project so that the people of Chingari Trading Center should be able to get water from the taps, but also to extend the same to Masaura Trading Center, because Masaura Trading Center, it's a growing trading center and we need tapped water. Honorable Speaker, on the information, we know there are so many towers that are going to be constructed in our constituencies, in our areas. Zomba-Chingari were privileged some time back when DPP was in government. A tower was constructed at Chipini, which wanted to combine whether Airtel or TNM together and the government whatever. But unfortunately, that tower was removed from Chipini Trading Center to wherever, I don't know. Currently at Chingari Trading Center, we face a lot of challenges with network coverage. I can't imagine that this time around, in this year, in this age, I would still want to run to a next hill to climb for me to access a better network coverage. And that is the situation at the Chingari Trading Center. I would like to ask the Minister of Information to consider giving the people of Zomba-Chingari a better network so that they should be able to communicate with the other people in their other places. Honorable Deputy Speaker, I forgot one about on agriculture about ADMAC. We have got sheds, ADMAC sheds in Zomba-Chingari, in the beautiful ones that can host, can be used as warehouses, or we can have maize to keep there for a year or so. But unfortunately, those houses have been left there with the mouses and other things just to run over.
Winding up.
Otherwise, I would like to ask the Minister of Agriculture to consider giving the people of Zomba-Chingari maize so that the people can be, not to be given as a free maize, but people will be buying that maize so that this issue of hunger should at least minimize. Of course, we know we cannot take it off completely, but at least should be minimized when the sheds will be able to hold this type of food that is maize. Otherwise, I would like to thank Honorable Minister for partly increasing the CDF. We would have loved, the people of Zomba-Chingari would have loved if CDF would have gone further, even up to 500 million, because that's the only pocket, that's the only money that is doing wonders in our constituencies. Otherwise, the rest of the money that we are getting here in different departments, we don't see it. We cannot say, we cannot mention, we cannot point that this ministry, this is what we have benefited here in Zomba-Chingari. With these few remarks, Honorable First Deputy Speaker, I'd like to say thank you for giving the people of Chingari, Group Village Jibwana, Group Village Masaula, Bupite, Group Village, all the chiefs that here, Senior Chief Murumbe, the opportunity to speak their minds in this house. Thank you, Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Zomba-Chingari. Just to assure the people of Zomba-Chingari that when the government is doing something, it's not about the nyau, but because there are people that are Malawians that they deserve whatever others do get. So yes, projects are coming, not for nyau, but because they are Malawians and they deserve what others do get. Thank you. We go to people of, I want to turn this side, then we also go. So we go to Chiuawa, is it Chiuawa East? Then we go to this side. So we go this side, then we move this side. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, for giving chance to people of Chiuawa East, mainly to the people of Senior Chief Makwira and Sabuti H. Putula to comment on the budget issue. Mr. First Deputy Speaker. Mr. First Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Member for Chiuawa East, there's a point of order from Blantyre City Southeast. Point of order.
Thank you, First Deputy Speaker. First Deputy Speaker, sir, I'm rising on a point of order because yesterday, First Deputy Speaker, the Right Honorable Speaker had demanded evidence from the Minister of Higher Education. And I've just seen her packing her bags and walking out. That's why I wanted to bring to your attention that she was given a deadline today, and it's on record, that she needs to submit evidence to prove that we are killers and thieves. And I've just seen her walking out, so I thought your office should take action on this, First Deputy Speaker. Thank you.
I'll make a follow-up because I wasn't the one presiding over. I'll make a follow-up. Let's proceed. Chiuawa East. Thank you. Point of order from Chiuawa West. Point of order, Chiuawa West.
Thank you very much, First Deputy Speaker. When the MP from Zomba-Chingari was speaking, she said meow meow. I wanted to understand what meow meow means. The people of Chiuawa West would like to know what is meow meow because it's a new word to. I've heard it for the first time, so I just don't understand what it means. Thank you very much, First Deputy Speaker.
The good part is that you're all in the Women Caucus, so that means in your own time, be able to sit and talk what is nyau nyau. But yeah, Chiuawa East, please proceed. You know, I'll invite you to my office, both of you, and then you explain. I also want to learn what is it. Thank you. Chiuawa East.
Thank you, Mr. First Deputy Speaker. You know, these people are just keeping interrupting me. You know, I haven't even said anything, I haven't even taken my time, so consider me. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, people of Chiuawa East, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, first of all, let me say something on agriculture. Though some amount of money has put in place, but at the meantime, I would like to put in record that Chiuawa East is in looming hunger. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, as I'm speaking now, we are buying almost about 2,000 kwacha per kilo maize. We people in the Chiuawa East, we are very, very hard-working people. Each and everybody knows that Chiuawa East is an agricultural center and the hub of produce in Chiuawa. Chiuawa East, we do plant so many plants, rice, potatoes, maize, even whatever you need according to agriculture, you can get it in Chiuawa East. But because of the cycles which have been hitting time and again, we do get some problems because of these things. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, through you, I would like to ask the government, mainly the Minister of Agriculture, to consider Chiuawa East because people are really in trouble about maize. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, secondly, Chiuawa East, though we are very thankful to the government, but I would like also to urge the government. We were given some maize, about 600 bucks sometime, yes? We distributed it to the people. We are very thankful. But when don't know what is happening, maybe it was not him or it wasn't, it was other people. Recently, we received some 600 bucks from the government, which came with our Honorable SG, who is the leader of the house in this house. But that means we distributed it to the members of my Congress party. But to me, Chiuawa East, we do love the president. I don't know why they just gave to the people, they gave to the supporters of my Congress party. I know this, it wasn't the Honorable Minister of Local Government was not aware of this. But people who received that message were the members of Malawi Congress Party only. But we do love the president, okay? Just because of what he has done to us at that area. Mr. First Lady Speaker, let me also talk something about health in my constituency. We have this Makwira Health Center in my constituency. I'm glad that this health center has been upgraded to a community hospital. I'm very thankful. But we have got some challenges at this community health center, community hospital, because we don't have an ambulance. The ambulance which was there made an accident, a fatal accident for that matter, because of the road. The driver took the patient from the hospital to the referral hospital to Chiuawa Hospital. On his way back, he didn't know that the road is cut somewhere.
Honorable member for Chiuawa East, Zimba South, there's a point of order from the leader of the House. Point of order, leader.
Just on a lighter note, the honorable member is a good man. There was a time when he took an oath here. They said, no, come back. We have to see how you got yourself into parliament. So he went back to Chiuawa East, and the people there, the honorable speaker, voted him back to come to parliament. But there was one day I was going to Fatima during the by-elections in his constituency. I stood somewhere else and I said, even though we have our candidate here, but the man who is running here, Honorable Kumbanyo, is a good man. Please vote for him. These are the people that got the maize that he distributed. They are the ones that he's complaining about. Thank you.
Honorable member for Chiuawa East.
Mr. First Deputy Speaker, I would like to thank the Honorable Leader of the House for his way. Yes, he did that. But this time around, I would like to register my concern. It's just a concern. He must know. He loves me a lot, and I do so. But Mr. First Deputy Speaker, what I'm speaking is nothing but the truth. Because I can't even beat the bush. I have to say the truth here. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, on health, I was just speaking about the ambulance. The ambulance here, which he had at that time, which was given to me at that particular time during the deputy government by the Honorable Mr. Then Honorable Jape Muhango. I would like to thank that ambulance. Today I'm speaking, it has made a very, very fatal accident. When the driver took a patient to Chiuawa Referral Hospital, on his way back, the rain, there were heavy rains. He didn't know that the road is cut. The ambulance got it deep into the gully. And that was also the end of the ambulance. It got damaged. So I would like to ask the Minister of Health, who is here also, to take note that we don't have an ambulance. We have got only, and that was the only ambulance in my constituency. And as I'm speaking now, I've been standing here pleading to the road. The road is in bad shape, it's in bad condition. It's very, very impassable. I don't know, though the Minister of Transport has promised it, but I don't know when, because we need it as soon as possible so that people can be traveling safely. And even there, so I stood here talking about the place at the Makwira Community Hospital. It gets waterlogged whenever the rains come because of the Chiuawa River. Would the Minister of Health maybe can consider building a dike, a dike so that it can prevent the place so that it can't be waterlogged? Secondly, Mr. Deputy Speaker, on education, let me also thank the government for providing some structures at the Livunzu Community Desa North School. For your information, Chiuawa Livunzu Community Desa North School has produced about 80 students who have gone to various universities. 80 students to various universities in Malawi. So I would like the Minister of Education to consider upgrading this community Desa North School to a conventional day secondary school, because it has got so many feeder schools, and it is the only constituency which don't have any conventional.
Honorable member for Chiuawa East, there is a point of order for Minister of Education. Minister of Education, point of order.
Good afternoon, First Deputy Speaker. It was
Madam, Mr.
Oh, Mr. Bwana in Chiuawa, but yeah, Mr. First Deputy Speaker. Sir. So what's the sir for? But anyway, it wasn't a point of order per se. I was listening to Honorable Member from Chiuawa. I've forgotten the constituency.
Chiuawa East.
So he just said Minister of Education, and as you may be aware, First Deputy Speaker, sir, there are two ministers of education now. So I was just trying to get clarification whom she was referring to, but I later caught on when he mentioned a secondary school or feeder schools that he's making reference to my subsectors. Thank you, FDS, First Deputy Speaker. Sorry.
Chiuawa East.
Thank you, Mr. First Deputy Speaker. I'm talking about your ministry, about basic education, whatsoever. So what I'm saying about is your ministry. Thank you very much. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, on this note also, I have to thank about the CDF, which have tried to build so many school blocks in my constituency, so many school blocks. So I thank you very much, but you, the minister, you are honorable minister, we are lacking some desks in my constituency. Most of the schools, the blocks, they don't have desks. Please, whenever the funds are available, you are buying desks, consider Chiuawa East, because so many schools don't have desks in my constituency. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, on irrigation, I stood here some time back. I was saying that the former Minister of Agriculture, then Honorable Lero, came to my constituency. We went around visiting so many small irrigation schemes. And he promised at that time that because the water flow, the pressure is very low. Then he said, okay, when you go back, we are going to do blah, blah, blah. And we have been waiting so long. Since that time, nothing has been done, but we have got so many irrigation schemes. Had it been these small irrigation schemes were done, because all the intakes have been damaged due to the cyclones which have been coming in my constituency. So I would like the Minister of Agriculture, please, to consider constructing these intakes so that we can start harvesting twice, 3 times per year. Because we, as I'm speaking now, yes, we don't have anything. Because most of the lands have been filled with sand, and most of the lands have been filled with water. So had it been during the winter, we are using these small irrigation schemes. Otherwise, hunger, we could call it the past in my constituency. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, let me also say something about the road. I have to stand here. Time and again when I stand here, I talk about this road called the Gwanda-Jagwamba Highway. We have got this road. This road here, as I've been saying, we don't have any alternative road. We don't have any alternative road. Yes, my colleagues here can say something about roads, but they can divert going somewhere to connect here and there. But we don't have any. It's only this Gwanda-Jagwamba road, where it starts from Taba to Fatima. Then when it is cut, there's no any mobility. There's no any mobility. With these rains, which the cyclone is Judy, the road is cut in so many pieces. In so many pieces. And it is really impassable. You know this road. The place which I talk about is Inkus. Inkus is not in my constituency. Inkus is in the constituency of Honorable Minister for Natural Resources. It's where Inkus is. And we have gotten further in his constituency, the Honorable Minister of Natural Resources. But people, just because the stretch of the Honorable Minister is very little, they just point fingers at me just because the stretch from Nkuzi is very long. It's very long. But they talk of this place, but it's not in my constituency. So I would like to ask you, ask the Minister of Transport, through you, Honorable First Deputy Speaker, to consider, because I'm speaking now at Nkuzi. When it rains, you can't even go past that place. We have got this schism. During that time, the deputy government built very good bridges. Just good, very nice bridges. But what we need is now just graveling of the road, filling the holes and whatsoever. At Mitondo, at the schism at Mitondo, I'm speaking now, the bridge is just hanging alone. This side is cut and this side is cut. How can people are now just going down the bridge, going that side? The waters have left now going under the bridge. They're going this side and this side. So please, please, I'm asking the very good government through the Minister of Transport to assist us in the city camp. We are really in trouble. We don't have any other to the road. I could have said it in the show. This side we have got the Chile River. This side, in the eastern side, we have got the Cholo escarpment. So you can't do anything, please. And we don't have somewhere to go and seek.
Honorable member for Chiuawa East, how do you say that in Sena? I want your people to hear in Sena that you are really making a plea.
Mr. Speaker, if it's a tacherenga, ucherengera please. Mutipeze boma chenjene mutipeze. Tibe pila kwa kuenda dai ndimwe mnatipeza. That's what I can say. Please. With these three remarks, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, I thank you very much.
Thank you very much, the people of Chiuawa East. Do you have another member from Chiuawa who hasn't contributed, or Lower Shire who hasn't contributed? I want a member from Chiuawa who hasn't contributed. Chiuawa West, did you speak? You said, all right, so we go to Blantyre City South, is it?
Yes, sir.
And then go to Kwavuta Central after, and then Desa North in that manner. So we move this way. Blantyre City South, please.
Thank you so much, First Deputy Speaker, for recognizing the people of Blantyre City South to speak on the budget. First Deputy Speaker, on page number 12 of the budget statement, on point number 17, there is a claim that budgets are formulated in line with the first year implementation plan, MIP1, of the Malawi Agenda 2063. The Minister has assured Malawians that government remains committed to achieving the aspirations as emphasized by His Excellency the President, Dr. Lazarus Makathe Jaguera, during the State of the Nation address on the 14th of February 2025, under the theme, Taking Our Development Forward, to continue the progress already delivered. Honorable First Deputy Speaker, strategic implementation of this vision requires two critical ingredients. Number one is the leadership commitment and alignment to the strategy, which is the Agenda 2063. And number two is the adequate resource allocation and realistic planning. Unfortunately, First Deputy Speaker, this leadership has shown little commitment to the Agenda 2063. And I say this because when we look at the ATM strategy, which is meant to drive this agenda, on the agriculture pillar, which is contributing about 25% of the GDP and employs about 80% of the workforce, has always been allocated 10%, between 10 and 15% of the national budget, and yet year in, year out, there is still hunger. This year, First Deputy Speaker, about 5.7 million Malawians, or 28% of Malawians, face food insecurity. Yet, if we are to achieve the SDG number 2, which is zero hunger by 2030, and SDG number 1, which is no poverty by 2030, we need to align ourselves to this agenda. Meanwhile, the cost of living has risen, thereby contradicting the goals of sustainable development. First Deputy Speaker, Malawi is now ranked number 4 unhappiest country in the world. And in Africa, we are the second unhappiest, only ahead of Sudan. Even our neighboring countries like Zambia are doing better than us in terms of economic well-being and the quality of life. Moving on to the critical sector on the agenda, the second pillar is tourism. The sector, First Deputy Speaker, requires heavy capital investment, and each year we are still allocating less than 2% of the national budget. The third pillar, Second Deputy Speaker, First Deputy Speaker rather, is the mining, and the mining sector still is only receiving about less than 2% of the national budget, and also requires heavy capital investment. These two clearly shows lack of commitment from achieving the Agenda 2063. Now let's talk about borrowing. First Deputy Speaker, we are very worried as the people of Blantyre City South that we are now borrowing a lot for consumption. As we stand here now, the budget already is at 16.19 trillion. If we were borrowing for building industries, strengthen the agriculture sector for the Agenda 2063, the people of Blantyre City South would be happy. Even if we are there to improve our energy, the infrastructure, it would be justifiable. But instead, we are borrowing for recurrent expenses. How do we expect for us as a nation to break free from this cycle? At this rate, First Deputy Speaker, should we still have faith in the government that it will still achieve the Agenda 2063? They say you can color everything you want, but the devil is in the detail. First Deputy Speaker, and the details here clearly show that the current administration is straying the nation away from the national agenda. First Deputy Speaker, let me now look at the fourth pillar, which the government has decided, which is a good initiative just on paper, about mining. So we have now added mining as another pillar in order for us to achieve the Agenda 2063. This is commendable, First Deputy Speaker, but what exactly are we going to be manufacturing when agriculture, the sector that feeds into mining, is now getting the same low budget allocation year after year? This all talk but no action, First Deputy Speaker, we are heading towards another Vision 2020, which was an agenda that we never achieved. Now, First Deputy Speaker, let me bring you down to my constituency, Blantyre City South. For the past 5 years, there have been projects that have been outstanding despite being presented in Parliament. The Naocha Ring Road, the Minister of Transport here promised the people that it was going to commence last year in March, and it's on record. Nothing on the ground has been done. The Somanje-Chirobwe Road, the Manasseh-Kisangala Ring Road, despite many attempts, the Blantyre City Council passed the budget and made an allocation for the Manasseh-Kisangala Ring Road, but until now, nothing has been done. We have the Manasseh-Nanchori Main Road. That road is in a very pathetic condition. I've stood here several times also pleading about the same road. We have the Kampala road to sewage system of Blantyre City Council. The same story, First Deputy Speaker. And my question is, the people in my constituency are still paying city rates. Should I ask them to suspend paying city rates for now until the roads are fixed? Will I be doing justice to them? Because they don't see a need why they should still be paying city rates, First Deputy Speaker. Healthy. First Deputy Speaker, I've been speaking to the Minister of Health, which is a friend of mine. We have Manasseh Clinic, we have finished it. We are lacking electrification so that we can commence. She's here, she's listening. I hope she can do something in the next week. You are welcome in Blantyre City South constituency, Madam Health Minister, to open Manasseh Clinic. It's ready. We're just waiting for you to give us electricity so the people can start using the clinic. There's a transformer that we need in Chirumba, Manyowe. And First Deputy Speaker, I stand here complaining as a former chairman for Nyasa Big Bullets and still sitting on the still chairing the commercialization committee of Nyasa Big Bullets and Nyasa Manufacturing Company. We still don't have the Nomads and Bullets stadiums, despite year in, year out allocation towards the same projects. I wonder why or what is happening, because maybe the MPs for the two areas are DPP MPs and they have been ignored for the past 5 years. I do not know if the allocation of the national budget will be looking at party colors. On education, we have Namasimba now, Chasia. They need new classroom blocks. First Deputy Speaker, let me finally talk about the sanitation. We have two sewage systems in Blantyre City South. The one is Zingwangwa, the other one is Manasseh. These sewage systems have now become breeding ground for mosquitoes, posing a major health risk surrounding the areas. First Deputy Speaker, we cannot keep pretending if leadership does not commit to the Agenda 2063 with real action and real funding, then we are just dreaming. First Deputy Speaker, the people of Blantyre City South demand answers. The people of Blantyre City South demand action. Finally, First Deputy Speaker, let me thank the people of Blantyre City South constituency for putting their trust in me to represent them on this August House. To them, I say thank you. From the following group: Village Headman Kajombo, Nsusa, Makalani, Kwanguku, Songolo, Chuma, Chinzukira, Kabango, Monjeza, Kadamanja, Bismarck 1 and Bismarck 2, Chata, Zingwangwa, Chirobwe, Sumani 1 and Sumani 2, Group Village Headman Kampala, Amfuma Mariten, Amfuma Whiskes, Amfuma Baluti 1 and Baluti 2, Nyangu, Amfuma Kumwima, and Kwajitsa. To all you, I say thank you, and thank you so much, First Deputy Speaker, for giving the people of Blantyre City South a chance to add their word. Thank you.
Thank you very much, the people of Blantyre City South. Now we go to Miami and the people of Desa North. When we come back, we begin with the Kota boys in Kota Central, Kwavuta Zimbe. Thank you. Maboma 12.
Thank you very much, Mr. Second Deputy Speaker. Thank you for allowing the people of Desa North to contribute to this budget statement.
Honorable member for Desa North, we say Desa North of Senior Chief Sultan Tambala.
Mwenye Sultan
Mwene
Tambala. And the area of Senior Chief Chauma. Mr. Second Deputy Speaker, it's a great opportunity to contribute to this budget statement, which happens to be the final one for this cohort. And God willing, we shall see each other again in September. But Mr. First Deputy Speaker, I would like to first thank the Minister of Finance for the well-elaborated budget statement, and to thank His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Malawi, Dr. Lazarus Makafe Chakwera, because for the past 4 years of his leadership, we have seen significant changes in the development of our country. One of the things that, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, that people don't want to highlight is that the first three-lane road that is running from Parliament to ShopRite is being sponsored by Malawi government with Malawi taxpayers' money. And we are only here highlighting those foreign sponsored roads. But this is the first of its kind. The biggest road, the widest road in Malawi is being sponsored by Malawi-owned government with the leadership of His Excellency, Dr. Lazarus Makafe Chakwera. This is the first of its kind, and it shall go on record. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, the people of Desa North are so thankful.
Honorable members from the government side, when a member who is holding the floor comes from the senior man, you know the order of the day. You listen and clap hands. Maboma 12 is speaking, and you're not following. I will report.
Thank you very much.
Proceed.
Thank you very much, Mr. First Deputy Speaker. It is because of the change in terms of the development budget. Because in the past, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, the development budget used to be below 15% of the total budget. It is only this government that has started increasing the development budget. First it was 20%, then we went to 25%, and we have even reached an extent of going to up to 30%. This is unprecedented, Mr. First Deputy Speaker. And that's what we call development. And it is in this budget, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, that we are seeing that the government is now bringing back what we used to call the Malawi Development Corporation. This is a Malawi-owned investment company that was destroyed in the past 26 years. If government didn't have its own investment vehicle, how do you think that we were going to develop as a country? That's why we were swindled in the Kairekera, because we didn't have shares in the Kairekera mining scheme. So it is this government that has brought in an investment vehicle for development. And that's the only way to go. You go to countries like Qatar, you find the government has invested into airlines. They are investing sometimes even in the football clubs somewhere. Those are government-owned investment companies. And now we are here in Malawi and we fail to have our own investment vehicle and we just rely on collecting taxes. It doesn't work. Sometimes we have to go into the market and hit the economy on our own. There is no one who is going to take our own economic interest apart from ourselves and our own budget. And in that manner, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, I also want to recommend that in this budget, there has been a development in terms of bringing in a mining company. And we have the rutile, the largest rutile deposit in the world happens to be in Malawi. What a blessing is that for a nation like Malawi. I have seen people lamenting to say Malawi is a troublesome country, is a whatever, calling it all sorts of names. But I want to declare that Malawi is a blessed country. Because it is out of rutile, one of the most precious minerals at the moment, and having the largest deposit in the world, that is a great blessing for a country. What only remains is all about how to manage that huge deposits, natural deposits. And we might be in the classes of other countries which have developed because of their mineral wealth. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, let me now go back to my constituency and highlight how this government has helped my constituency to reach where we are. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, it is now, I'm so proud standing here, that in the past 4 years, education has improved because of the programs of building extra classrooms out of those 10,000 classroom blocks. We are beneficiaries for what this government has done to Desa North. But in a special way, I want to stand here as a proud member of parliament for Desa North, that Chitundu Primary School, where I also went as a primary school student. Chitundu Primary School scored number 2 nationally in terms of sending students to boarding secondary schools. This is to thank this government. According to its policies, it has improved the education standards in my constituency such that Chitundu is now a proud school coming up number 2 nationally. It's a great achievement. And I would like to thank people who have played that role, especially the pair of Chitundu Zone, Mr. Joshua. And I want to thank the headmaster of Chitundu Secondary School, Mr. Kaliza Kwacha. And again, the pastor of Chitundu CCP Church, because he was even helping the students with some other support to make sure that their education goes on smoothly. Pastor Reverend D.L. Moyo has played a crucial role in making sure that we excel in our education at Chitundu. But with that, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, because we have over 70 students going to boarding secondary schools, then the demand for CDF bursary has increased, and we were unable to reach out to all the students. So I would like to find this as an opportunity to appeal to the Minister of Finance and Minister of Local Government to say, is it possible that you can reverse the bursary from the 5% maybe it should go back to the original 10% of the total budget, because that's the only way that we can be able to reach out to more needy students. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, I would like also to thank this government for increasing CDF from the 40 million, from the 30 million to 40 million to 100 million. and 200 million, and now 220 million. This CDF, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, has done a lot of wonders in my constituency. And sometimes I heard of an example of a certain man who was given a gun to go hunting, and the gun was fully loaded with bullets. When he went into the bush, he saw an antelope. Unfortunately, he didn't know how to shoot the antelope. So he went back home hungry, without any animal. And then he was blaming his father. That why didn't the father support him in terms of his hunting skills? So this is what is happening. The government has given us a good weapon for development, and that is through the Constituency Development Fund. And that's why it has been increased significantly. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, in Desa North alone, the most troublesome part of my constituency is the Nkoma Mayani Deza or Sarima Road. But using the CDF, for the past 3 years, we've been able to do graveling using the CDF. And if you were so much afraid of going to Mayani, that is history. At least today you can travel and come back. Because the CDF has done wonders, we've been using the CDF to do some graveling. Mr. Second Deputy Speaker, with CDF, we have built Sagawa School Block. With CDF, we've been able to build a guardian shelter at Kalulu Health Center. We've been able to build Nazare Bridge in GVH Tambwandira. We've been able to construct a new bridge at Sato. We've been able to construct Likangala Ngoma Bridge. We've been able to construct Mwanyimbo Concrete Bridge with CDF, Mr. First Deputy Speaker. We've been able to build Kansina Bridge. We have built Chisata Bridge. We have built Kuchombe Bridge. We've been able to build Kunyungwi Irish Bridge. We've been able to build the Pululu Irish Bridge. We've been able to build Tima Irish Bridge. We've been able to build Chiuawa Bridge. At the very same time with CDF, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, we've been able to build Mpata Teacher's House. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, without the CDF, I couldn't be able to rehabilitate or construct Kuchizanje culverts. We've been able to construct Kachuru culverts.
The list goes on and on and on.
It goes on and on, Mr. First Deputy Speaker. Those are the miracles of the CDF. I can go on and mention over 70 projects that we've been able to do. But on the other side, we have also been able to be blessed with the funding of DDF. With DDF, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, my constituency has been able to see the construction of Limbi Concrete Bridge. We've been able to see the construction of Mayani Market Shed. We've been able to see the project whereby Chauma, Group Fresh Headman Chauma has now reticulated piped water system. And the Kamgunda village is now using piped water, and we're using taps in the village. That has been done because this government has provided DDF, and again with the other help from the Just funds from the World Bank. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, I would like also to mention that this government didn't stop there. Through the Lord's authority, we've been able to have a concrete bridge at Kauma.
With those few remarks,
Mr. First Deputy Speaker, with those few remarks, let me finalize my statement with still making an appeal and thanking the government that our greatest need was the construction of Mayani Road. And we are happy that in this budget, the Mayani Road funds are available. And I would like now also to appeal to the Minister of Health that Mayani Health Center is a designated rural hospital. So we would like to see her to visit Mayani Health Center so that the designation can now be turned into a project, so that now we can have the Mayani Rural Hospital, not just as it is appearing in the plans. With these remarks, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, I would like also to thank your office for giving me this opportunity. And at this juncture, that's why we say, with this kind of development, Boma Dilomwe, MP so DMA City Gusinta. Thank you very much, Mr. First Deputy Speaker.
thank you very much, the people of Mayani. And Senior Chief Sultan Mweno Mamwene Tamba. Congratulations for the homage that you've done, and we pray that you continue and you come back come 16 September this year. One of the members, it's time for a healthy break. We come back at 7 minutes past 4. When we come back, we go to Gota Center, and then Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs will be able to give him the floor when we come back, and then we proceed and then we go to the people of Mangochi Southwest. There's Chiuawa South, and so on and so on. Otherwise, it's been a good day. Let's continue in the same spirit. House suspended.
Osaiwala kupanga subscribe ku channel ya AMTV Malawi.